A 911 call came from a remote farm in Fort Bend. A 10-year-old girl had been bitten by a snake, and her father was watching her fade. The operator didn't hesitate. A helicopter was dispatched immediately, 1 hour outside Houston. The blades roared across the Texas sky. Jake stood in the middle of endless farmland, vegetation stretching beyond sight. His boots were planted in the dirt, but his world was collapsing. In his arms was Thea, 10 years old, too quiet, too still. The helicopter descended fast. Dust spiraled. Jake's eyes never left it. His daughter wasn't just sick, she was running out of time. Thea was airlifted straight to Memorial Hermann Medical Center in Houston. Doctors moved quickly. Anti-venom was administered just in time. Hours passed. Then the words Jake had been praying for. She's going to be okay. 2 weeks later, Thea was discharged, smiling, walking, alive. Jake walked out of that hospital the happiest father in Texas. He had survived the investigation. He had survived the fear. But most importantly, his daughter had survived. On their way to the parking lot, Jake turned to Thea. "Name anything you want," he asked. She laughed. He insisted. Finally, she agreed. A trip to a nearby mall. New clothes. A fresh start. At the mall, inside a clothing store, father and daughter struggled to pick outfits. That's when she approached them. A young woman, confident, calm, observant, a registered nurse. She introduced herself. "My name is Ari." She worked at Hermann Hospital. She had just finished her shift, and she had time. "If you don't mind, I can help your daughter." Jake stepped aside with visible relief. "Please, be my guest." Something clicked instantly between Ari and Thea. Their conversation flowed like old friends reconnecting. Thea told her everything, about the snake bite, the helicopter, the hospital. Then, more, about her mother leaving when she was 5, about it being just her and her dad ever since, about growing up faster than she should have. Ari listened, and somewhere between Thea's innocence and unexpected maturity, Ari's heart melted. At the cashier's desk, shopping bags resting at their feet, Thea held onto Ari's hand like she was afraid the moment would disappear. "You should visit us," Thea said softly. "We live in River Oaks." She wasn't just inviting her, she was asking her not to disappear. Ari smiled, warm but cautious. "I'm pretty sure your dad will take good care of you." Thea's fingers tightened, her eyes glistened. "Please." Jake shifted awkwardly. He wasn't sure whether to intervene or step back. "We don't bite," he added lightly, trying to ease the tension. "I promise," he told the young nurse. For a moment, Ari hesitated. She had only meant to help choose clothes. She hadn't planned on becoming part of their story. But the way Thea looked at her, like she'd found something she'd been missing. Ari finally nodded. "Okay, I'll visit, but I can't promise when." Thea's face lit up instantly. "What about this weekend?" Ari laughed softly, shaking her head. "You don't give up, do you?" Thea didn't answer. Instead, she pulled out her phone with determination. "I'll give you my number," she said confidently, "and I'll text you our address." As Thea excitedly typed her number into Ari's phone, Ari's thoughts were racing. This wasn't how her evening was supposed to go. She had stepped into a clothing store to buy herself some clothes, but she ended up helping a child choose an outfit. Now she was walking away with an invitation into their lives, and Thea hadn't given her much room to refuse. There was something disarming about the girl, her persistence, her vulnerability, her open heart. And then there was her father. Jake hadn't pressured her, hadn't forced the moment, but he hadn't stopped it either. Ari understood that Thea was not the underlying concern. Rather, the real issue was Jake's inability to refrain from staring at her with admiration as she interacted with his daughter.